We've seen the big board, look at it now, up 50 points, 24,870. The Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, all of them hit all-time record highs as of this morning. Now, we're also joined by Gary Kaltbaum. He's with us. He's the president of Kaltbaum Capital Management. All right, Gary, here's what I think is the consensus view of the stock market going forward. Yes, there will be a correction or a pullback in the relatively near future. Then we'll embark on the second leg up of the big Trump rally. That's the consensus view. What do you say?
I'm close. I think we're going to get a real good pullback sometime during the year. I don't have date and I don't know it from what price, but all I can tell you, you still have easy money and you have an economy that's accelerating, which means profits are accelerating. That's pretty darn good for the markets. But mostly for me, as I'm looking at the markets right now, they're broadening out. In the recent past, you've had transports and retail, which are lagging, acting strong, and now all the commodity space are really kicking to the upside here. That is pretty darn good news. It tells you that the economy is definitely on the acceleration phase here, and I think there's more to go.
Herb, what do you say? A correction in the near future?
Well, I think a correction is likely. I think there's no question about that. But I have a somewhat more optimistic view about the market. I think it's about to engage in a takeoff phase. We'll go through this correction, and then, as you've suggested, I think there will be a dramatic takeoff after that.
Whoa.
I mean, look at corporate profits. Look at where we stand. I mean, if you look at basic fundamentals, I think this country is in very good shape.
Okay, we'll take that, Herb London. You stay there and say more later. Okay. At the top of the last hour, top of 10 o'clock, I was saying, look, American corporations are on trial. They've been given a great deal of extra money from the tax deal. I think they now have to turn around and put that money to work in the United States. And if they don't, then I think the Democrats will be eager to re-tax and re-regulate them. What do you say, Gary?
December 22nd, I believe, was the day that President Trump signed the tax reform bill. My rusty abacus says that over 600,000 people are getting $600 million in bonuses already, and it's only the beginning of January. I am 1,000% sure we are at the beginning of this, not the end of this. You are going to see a domino effect of bonuses coming from companies as well as bigger investments, and you're hearing about more philanthropy and the raising of wages. This is all positive stuff, and I believe the domino effect happens because when you see Southwest Airlines do it and American Airlines do it, guess what? Delta, United, and the rest will follow, and as more companies do it, the rest follow in those industries. So I think it's going to be a big year for bonuses, and you combine that with the tax cuts a lot of these people are getting. We're talking about a little bit better wealth effect as we move forward.
I think Gary is agreeing with you, actually.
Well, I think so. And what is interesting is that if you look at the major metropolitan areas in the United States, you'll find many that have unemployment rates under 3%. That means that wage increases, which usually a lagging indicator, are going up. Yep. Which is a dramatic increase, a dramatic change that is occurring in American life at the moment.
It's a big shift from what we've seen in the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
That's
a question.
And just remember, it's about how people feel. That is so important to the economy. People feel so much better. I speak to them all the time from my radio show.
Gary, prosperity is a feeling. It's not a series of numbers on unemployment and growth rates. It is a feeling. And when you got that feeling, times are very different. I've got to move on to Bitcoin. Peter Thiel's venture capital fund is investing big time in Bitcoin. Gary, does this give Bitcoin a bit more credibility? Because I know you're a huge skeptic.
Yeah, be careful about that. The real word is invested, and I believe most of his investments were way, 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 way lower than the price it is today, and everybody needs to recognize it's up 15, 16-fold, somewhere in there in the last 10 months, and if you want to buy something there and think there's no risk, I got some Everglades land for you. And the other part of the equation, we spoke about it 2 weeks ago, Stuart, a lot of those, I'll use the term questionable companies, those stocks that skyrocketed, most of them are now down 50 to 70% from their highs, with one of them stopped trading because the SEC couldn't verify anything they said from the company. So be very, very careful. We may go higher in the Bitcoin price. I am very suspect on a lot of these companies as we move forward.
Do you join that?
Well, not entirely. I mean, I think that there is risk, and I think Gary is absolutely right in suggesting so. But keep in mind that if you live in Venezuela today, are you going to invest in Venezuela, in Venezuela stocks? Or would you consider Bitcoin? I mean, for them, Bitcoin is probably a better bet. If you're in Brazil, where are you going to invest? Look at the inflation rate in Brazil. You might think, well, Bitcoin, you know what? It might be a reasonable investment. I'm not so sure about where we're going on this. And I think Peter Thiel is onto something.
All right, it's a good debate, and we'll probably continue it at another point. Herb, Gary, both of you, thanks very much for joining us. All good stuff. Right.